Hello and thanks for joining us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24. I am Stella Inameti. The headlines. No religious persecution in Nigeria as Information and National Orientation Minister reacts to speculation.
That mischaracterization is very worrisome, and government feels that there is a need for us to come together, Muslims, Christians, all the leaders to come together to address this permanently.
Federal government expresses commitment to construct quality federal roads.
Travel time will be achieved and it will be less.
Pan-Niger Delta Forum calls for dialogue to resolve Rivers State political crisis. Plus, Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, bags 2024 Woman of the Year award.
We would like to dedicate this award to every Nigerian woman, youth, and children.
Many thanks for joining us. Information and National Orientation Minister Mohammed Idris has clarified that there is no religious persecution in any part of Nigeria as being speculated in some quarters. The minister was reacting to reports that some Nigerians in the United States are suggesting a case of persecution of a particular religion in parts of the country. Information Minister also explained that a special committee, as indicated by President Bola Tinubu recently, would address all of these issues when constituted.
As we speak, that a particular religion or a particular ethnic group is being targeted for elimination or for violence by the other. I think that that mischaracterization is very worrisome, and government feels that there is the need for us to come together, Muslims, Christians, all the leaders to come together to address this permanently. But let me put it out there that indeed Mr. President has been working to ensure that there is security for everyone. Of course, we are not yet there. It's not yet El Dorado. It's not as if this has been totally, the insecurity, the situation in the country has been totally taken care of. But we know that with the kind of effort we are making in the last 2 years, it has drastically reduced. Nigeria is a country of God, where we all believe in God, Christians, Muslims. We cannot allow one particular religion to suffer as a result of the belief of the other one. Your freedom, everybody is granted his freedom, but of course your freedom must end where the other person's own begin. This is the message of Mr. President. The committee will be put in place. It's still work in progress. Everyone will participate to ensure that we have a peaceful Nigeria. But we want to say that there is nothing like religious persecution in this country. It is non-existent. We don't want it to exist in anybody's mind.
These and more were the focus of our weekly program, Executive Recap, highlighting activities within the presidency. President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ambassador Sukubo Saraigbe Sukubo, and other critical stakeholders say the operation of oil blocks OML 55 will bring benefits to people of Rivers State and Nigeria as a whole. They made this position while speaking to journalists few days after the commencement of crude barging and transportation to Bonny for processing. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Recall that OML 55 had been inactive for about 4 years before Belema Oil acquired it, initiating the crude barging on March 9, 2025. The crude was then transported on the Ajivin Energies vessel MT Abie H, which sailed on March 10, 2025. National Youth Council of Nigeria National President Sukubo Saraigbe Sukubo led some community and youth leaders to witness the start of the operation, praising President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for fostering an environment that supports business growth. He said the Youth Council under his leadership has done its best to ensure partnership with the host communities to support OML 55 and allow the barging operation to start immediately.
I believe OML 55 produce not less than 18 to 20,000 barrels of crude oil per day. It's a plus to the Nigerian government and to our dear local vendors. Let it put the record straight. If we don't have, we have over 200 employment given to our local youths from this youth community. A plus or minus.
The Amayanabo of Kula Kingdom and other traditional rulers expressed confidence that the commencement of operations will benefit Rivers State and Nigeria, urging the youth to reject vandalism and violence and instead embrace dialogue.
Definitely, it will have very salutary effect, positive effect on the kingdom by way of infrastructural development, human capital development, and whatever other things.
And now the direct lifting of crude is a welcome development because it's going to enhance the economic potential of the area.
And the state government should support him, the federal government should support him to encourage him so that the revenue will still increase from the state and the Nigeria at large.
Responding on behalf of the community-based organizations, the chairman of Kula Community Development Committee, Jonah Joshua, said the start of the operation will positively affect the lives of their people, urging the federal and state governments to create a more conducive environment for business development.
The kudos to Belimoy, kudos to Nigeria, kudos to the federal government and our Rivers State.
The project is believed by many to be a game changer for the development of the people and Nigeria as a whole. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, is calling for dialogue at a media briefing in Abuja, urges stakeholders to press God knows Bola Dei Igali. Say dialogue remained the best path to lasting peace. They add that the forum's engagement with President Bola Tinubu was not solely about political disputes, but also about fostering stability in the South-South region.
A discussion and a resolution is far superior to that obtained from a court judgment.
We have no other interest than win-win in Rivers State. Governor Sim will benefit from it. His Excellency, the former minister, governor who is now a minister, will benefit from it. There's no need for us to pretend that all is well. And after everything, we hope that these efforts will still yield fruits.
Meanwhile, Rivers State House of Assembly says, contrary to insinuations in the social media, the House is poised to making sacrifices that will ensure good governance and smooth administration in the state. Chairman, House Committee on Information, Enemi George, at a news briefing in Port Harcourt, appealed to well-meaning citizens to urge Governor Siminalayi Fubara to adopt the appropriate channel to ensure the state budget is presented to the House and passed into law. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
The Supreme Court judgment on the Rivers State political crisis puts a responsibility on the state government to represent its budget to the rightfully constituted House of Assembly before it can assess its share of the federal revenue. The State House of Assembly had, after the judgment, issued a 48-hour ultimatum to Governor Fubara to represent the 2025 budget. The governor, in response, says he will implement the court verdict when he receives the certified true copy of the judgment. But the House is accusing the governor of not being sincere towards the resolution of the matter, noting that the concerns of the workers, pensioners, the sick, and others who depend on the state fund is dear to them.
He claimed that he had sent a letter to the House of Assembly indicating his intention to visit and present the appropriation bill. A claim we found rather astonishing, as no such letter was received by the House of Assembly. His aides later alleged that they forwarded a letter through WhatsApp to some members of the House, which was also awkward, unprofessional, and embarrassing. It is now very obvious that if at all there was such a letter, the intended recipient was not the legislature, not the House of Assembly, but the public. And the clear intention was to play to the gallery.
The House also noted that since the Supreme Court judgment has invalidated appointments made by the governor, the Assembly also wrote that he should resubmit a list of his appointees, regretting that the governor rather has instructed the appointees to go to court.
All of us must join hands to plead with the governor to do the right thing in the right and lawful way. So our states, our allowances have been seized for about a year and 6 months now. We still continue to suffer. Yet, we are resolved to put all this behind us in the interest of our state.
It will be recalled that Governor Fubara had written to the Speaker expressing his intention to present the budget on the 19th of March to the State House of Assembly. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
And from the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, through its Public Accounts Committee, has recovered 28.7 billion naira from 2 oil companies indebted to the Federation account. House spokesman Akin Rotimi, in a statement, says the committee is currently investigating 45 oil companies collectively owing the federal government $1.7 billion in outstanding liabilities, as contained in the audit report released by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation for the 2021 financial year. The House notes that Chorus Energy Limited remitted 1.2 billion naira, while Seplat Production Development Limited fully settled its obligation of 27.6 billion naira, all paid in dollars between 10th and 14th of March 2025. Meanwhile, the Public Accounts Committee has also recovered 199.3 million naira from 2 Nigerian banks, being unremitted value-added tax on transactions processed via the Remitter platform between March and October 2015. The House of Representatives says it remains committed to upholding financial discipline and safeguarding public resources in national interest. The House of Representatives Subcommittee on Public Assets, investigating public-private partnership arrangements in the country, has carried out a physical assessment of organizations in Tin Can Island and Apapa in Lagos State. The committee, led by its chairman, Representatives Uche Okonkwo, visited 9 companies on Thursday, the 6th of March 2025. 6 in Tin Can Island and 3 in Apapa, where it directed that 2 out of the 9 companies be sealed for refusing to grant audience to the committee.
For the leased lands on the MPA. The committee is here. I'm here with my colleagues. We're here to do on-site assessments for companies in which have tied agreements with the MPA. And we're here to look at the fact that what they are signed up for in the agreements, that's what they're actually doing.
The committee is to invite the management of these companies at a later date for the review of their documents submitted. The news at 10 is reaching you on NTA News 25. Oh, I beg your pardon, NTA News 24. We have more reports after the break.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has bagged the 2024 Woman of the Year award. The award was conferred on her by the independent newspapers in Lagos. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Their award as the 2024 Woman of the Year is conferred on the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu in recognition of her numerous impact on women and other key segments of the society, not only as the First Lady of Nigeria, but also as a former legislator and wife of a governor. Receiving the award, the First Lady, represented by wife of the Speaker, House of Representatives, Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, noted that the honor would spur her to do more for Nigerians.
The First Lady would like to dedicate this award to every Nigerian woman, youth, and children who contribute to the growth of our beloved nation.
Former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Olabode George, made the presentation on behalf of the organizers.
The awardees, may the Almighty God ensure that this award you are taking tonight will add more value so our nation, Nigeria, will get to that level that the Almighty God has promised us.
Also at the award, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde got the Man of the Year award, while former APC National Chairman Chief Visa Kunde got the Lifetime Award alongside 27 other achievers. In Lagos, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu is committed to the completion of the ongoing federal road projects across the country before the end of his first tenure in office. The Minister of State for Works, Bello Mohammed Goronyo, stated this while inspecting sections 2 and 3 of the ongoing dualization of Zaria, Funtua, Gusau, Sokoto Road project. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
The dualization of Zaria, Funtua, Gusau, Sokoto Road project was awarded by the federal government in 2023 and commenced in 2024 under the Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Tax Credit Scheme. The Minister of State for Works, Bello Mohammed Goronyo, has paid an assessment visit to the project in response to the marching order given by President Bola Tinubu to ensure that the work is executed in accordance with the specifications and completed within the stipulated time frame.
And then to also look at the possibility of asphalting the road that is badly damaged so as to reduce the number of road accidents.
The minister, accompanied by the permanent secretary in the ministry, Olufunsho Adibe, and the controllers of works in charge of Sokoto and Zamfara State, took time to meticulously assess the progress of the sections 2 and 3 of the road, starting from Talata Mafara Colony in Zamfara State to Sheme in Katsina State, covering about 180 kilometers. He interacted with the site engineers who generally identified their major challenges.
Mainly security, which is they work on it, and there is quite improvement on it. And we was facing some challenges of compensations, of relocation of some facilities.
The security situation is improving with the collaboration of both federal and state government. And I can assure you that Mr. President is very passionate about this road because it's linking about 5 to 6 states. The issue of compensation is squarely in the hands of the state governors, and we are pursuing it vigorously.
Meanwhile, the recent improvement in the security situation along the busy Trunk A Road is expected to fast-track the execution of the project, and the minister and the contracting firms are confident that the work will be completed in record time. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Beyond the theory, tools and practicals of the engineering profession comes a time when hard work and dedication gain deserved recognition. Ayodeji Makinde reports as 177 engineers were conferred with the prestigious Fellowship Award of the Nigeria Society of Engineers.
One society, 86 branches, 25 divisions and 75,000 plus members. Additionally gathered here are experts in different fields of engineering with years of experience, brimming with excitement and all decked in gowns and hats. They were conferred with the prestigious Fellowship of the Nigerian Society of Engineers with a renewed call on them to promote Nigerian content in all ramifications. First female president and chairman in council of the Nigeria Society of Engineers, Margaret Oguntala, aligns a charge to the new conferees with the 2025 World Engineering Day, urging them to be torchbearers of progress who will champion quality and advocate for sustainable development with the rising influence of artificial intelligence.
With this recognition, they will be motivated to do even more, and it's not just about contributing to the national development, it's also about mentoring younger ones.
There is a serious gap in our infrastructural development, and the charge to them is for all of them to get involved.
So many engineers are now part of the governance system, and that is inspiring enough for the young ones to come up because they serve as a model for the young ones.
The rank of fellowship remains the highest standard of recognition for these experts who are a unique breed of professionals. They have paid their dues, risen through the ranks, and now there is a huge expectation on them to improve all spheres of the engineering profession from Nigeria to the rest of the world. In Abuja, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the African Development Bank and the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture have reaffirmed their commitment to transforming Africa's agricultural landscape. This comes after the signing of a €5 billion grant agreement in Abuja to support the continuation of Phase 2 of the Technologies for African Agricultural Transformation Program. Musa Baba Aliyu has the details.
This marked the launch of the second phase of the Technologies for African Agricultural Transformation TAT program, overseen by the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture. Both organizations will provide a grant of €5 million to enhance agricultural technologies, increase food production, and foster economic growth on the continent.
This additional financing of the TAT program that we are signing today is building on Phase 1, which the African Development Bank funded with $40 million, and Phase 2 with $27 million to scale up agricultural innovations, strengthen food security, and enhance climate resilience across the continent.
TAT Phase 2 aims to accelerate the delivery of improved crop varieties, mechanization, digital advisory services, and sustainable farming practices to smallholder farmers. The TAT program is assisting smallholder farmers in boosting their productivity and income while reducing Africa's dependence on food imports.
Through TAT, we have already witnessed the impact science-driven solutions in enhancing productivity, improving livelihoods, and strengthening food systems.
Since its inception, the TAT program has made significant strides in promoting the adoption of high-yielding and climate-resilient crop varieties, along with improved agronomic practices benefiting millions of smallholder farmers across Africa. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The National Center for Technology Management says Nigeria will be saving about €5 billion annually through the federal government's digital migration of filing processes in governance. Director General and Chief Executive Officer of NASTEM, Dr. Olushola Odusoya, stated this in Abuja at a workshop organized by the agency hinged on the application of systems thinking and system dynamics for transforming public policy making processes. The NASTEM's DG, Dr. Odusoya, said the migration of filing processes from analog to digital will save the country several billions of naira, pointing out that with the digitization of processes, the efficiency of the system and service delivery will improve and people can have better lives. President of the African University of Science and Technology, Professor Azikiwe Onwalu, highlights systems thinking as a significant challenge in Nigeria, where decisions are often made without considering the broader implications on the entire system. According to Professor Onwalu, this lack of systems thinking can lead to unintended consequences and underscores the need for a more integrated approach to decision-making in Nigeria.
And they understand systems thinking and apply it in their daily lives.
we expect to also precipitate a systems dynamic society in Abuja.
If we are operating in a system, it means that as we are implementing policies, we have monitoring, evaluation, and learning system that will enable us to have feedback. And then it is from the feedback that you now correct what has done there.
System thinking should be taught in schools because it allows us in general to be better humans. Being able to recognize the concept of feedback even when we talk to somebody else is going to allow us to be better listeners.
One of the key aspects of manual agency when it comes to science and tech is how to help different systems, engineering systems, social systems, and policy systems to do better by gaining new tools, methodologies, and applications.
More reports as we take another break.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for staying. In a desperate bid by some drug traffickers to move illicit substances concealed in prayer beads, packs of board games and female clothes to the United States of America, Middle East and Europe have been thwarted by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports on this and the advocacy on the war against drug abuse at Premier Academy in Abuja.
The consignment include cocaine, tramadol, loud, molly, among others. At least 2 suspects behind some of the aborted missions at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, have already been arrested. Other shipment of 230 kilograms of cocaine concealed in prayer beads, soles of locally made shoes, and packs of board games heading to the Saudi Arabia Poland, and United Arab Emirates were equally intercepted. In Abia State, NDLEA operatives raided Intiga community where a 34-year-old suspect, aka Young Money, was arrested with 274 grams of heroin, 141 grams of methamphetamine, 2.931 kilograms of cannabis sativa, 4 grams of cocaine, and more than 753,000 naira monetary exhibit. Meanwhile, the West African Action Network on Small Arms has taken the War Against Drug Abuse Advocacy to Premier Academy, Abuja, where students were urged to shun substance abuse and be worthy ambassadors of their family and community.
I learned a lot about the new kinds of drugs, different kinds of drugs, and how they can affect people, how to prevent it, and how to advise people that are drug addicts and how to take care of them.
Drug is a menace at the moment, worldwide. And in order for us to curb it, we have to start from our children, so that we have a peaceful society and a lawful society.
When there is no drugs in the society, there will be total elimination of gun violence, there will be total peace in the country, and there will be no issue of advocating against illegal proliferation of small arms and light weapons. And Nigeria can be better for it.
In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now to security matters. To strengthen national security, protect national assets and build a safe and secure country that guarantees the safety of lives and infrastructures, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ebonyi State Command, has engaged critical key players in this regard. Caleb Ogbonna reports that the event witnessed the median induction of members into the civil defense community in Ebonyi State.
To forge new strategies to curb emerging security threats and cement the achievements recorded so far, the Security Summit by the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ebonyi State Command, was organized.
It is a platform for sharing insights, discussing emerging threats, reinforcing the importance of unity in the fight against crime.
A day dedicated to strengthening security measures and fostering collaboration in safeguarding critical national assets and infrastructure.
The engagement afforded participants the opportunity to aggregate ideas on how to chart a pathway that guarantees the safety of lives and properties, which they insist is only achievable through synergy by key players, which include security agencies and the citizens.
As a government, security of lives and property of the citizens of the state remains our first line charge.
What you have as the police force is what the society gives to it, is what you have. That is the truth.
Apart from the award of recognition given to Governor Francis Nwifuru and others for their support to the NSCDC, there was also induction of members into the civil defense community. In Abakaliki, Caleb Ogbonna, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force has achieved another significant milestone in its ongoing fight against violent crime, with successful operations in Abia and Nasarawa states, leading to the rescue of kidnapped victims, the neutralization of notorious criminals, and the recovery of firearms and ammunition. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, notes that operatives in Abia State acted on intelligence and stormed a criminal hideout in Osokwa, Osisioma local government area, following the abduction of 4 individuals along New Umuahia Road in Obingwa on March 9, 2025. A fierce gun battle ensued, but the tactical team overpowered the kidnappers, neutralizing 6 suspects and rescuing all victims unharmed. The police recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 6 magazines, and 34 rounds of live ammunition. The rescued individuals were immediately taken for medical evaluation. In a separate operation in Nasarawa State, a combined team of the Nigeria Police Force, the Nigerian Army, and local vigilantes tracked down a wanted kidnapper in Akwanga. He was intercepted near Akwanga Central Mosque while attempting to flee on a motorcycle. When confronted, he pulled a firearm but was swiftly neutralized. A Beretta pistol and 12 rounds of live ammunition were recovered. Meanwhile, an accomplice escaped with gunshot wounds. and a manhunt is currently underway. Emergency respondents want Lagos residents, particularly truck drivers, conveying inflammable products to place premium on safety precautions to avert fire disasters that can lead to loss of lives and property in the wake of recent accidents in transportation of gas. Joel Popola reports that stakeholders are calling for proper storage and handling of combustible materials.
The recent fire incident near Otedola Bridge, which claimed lives and damaged houses, has once again put the issue of safe transportation of inflammable products in the front burner. Emergency responders are saying it will no longer be business as usual, as stringent measures will be taken to avert a reoccurrence.
The agency has engaged in a massive and aggressive advocacy for all tankers and truckers in the state to make sure that they prioritize safety at all times. Their vehicle, they should always do routine repair and maintenance of the vehicle. And in case of fatigue on the part of the drivers, they should be able to rest.
The safety principles also apply to markets, which are most times flashpoints for inferno.
Everywhere. The markets, you need to have first response. You need to teach people what to do.
Proper orientation on safety, experts say, is also vital.
Many usually have so many flammable materials stored in the house without fire extinguisher or any safety measure in place. Many put their gas cylinders inside the kitchen without having fire blankets or fire extinguisher in their homes to be able to do a first aid.
Emergency responders urge managers of public and private infrastructure to put in place preventive measures for fire outbreak and to mitigate its impact. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is another look at our top stories. Information and National Orientation Minister says no religious persecution in any part of Nigeria as speculated.
To come together, Muslims, Christians, all the leaders to come together to address this permanently.
Travel time will be achieved and it will be less.
Pan-Niger Delta Forum calls for dialogue to resolve River State political crisis. Says stakeholders should prioritize dialogue over legal battles. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu bags 2024 Woman of the Year award.
We'd like to dedicate this award to every Nigerian woman, youth, and children.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying. As the sun dips into the horizon, Muslims break their Ramadan fast. Here in Abuja, the Al Habibiyah Islamic Society continues a tradition spanning over 1,400 years, hosting an interfaith iftar that brings people together across cultures and faiths. Correspondent Ibrahim Dan Hamidu takes over from here.
In a remarkable display of interfaith harmony, the Al Habibiyah Islamic Society brought together Muslims and Christians to share in the joy of iftar and to squash mistrust that festers across the nation.
We are from God and will pass through the soil to go back to God again.
From the first day of Ramadan until the first day of Shawwal, we ensure that we feed souls.
The description of those who are high class of learned among the Christians is that they are humble.
What's even more remarkable is that Christians contributed generously to feed thousands of Muslims gathered at the Al Habibiyah Islamic Center in Abuja. A powerful gesture of solidarity and friendship. And in a fascinating coincidence, the Christian fasting period, Lent, overlapped with Ramadan, with the Christian fasting period taking off just 5 days into the Islamic holy month.
According to scripture, in Isaiah chapter 58, the Bible says, when you fast, but you do not care for your servants, when you fast and do not give people who are hungry food to eat, God will not accept your fast. So whatever good we are doing to those poor people, to the less privileged, we're actually doing it to God. We're actually doing it to the Lord. And whosoever ministered to the poor, because the poor can't pay you, God in a way will bless because we have shown interest to the poor.
In this spirit of unity and friendship, the Al-Habibiyya Islamic Society's Interfaith Iftar shines as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path to a brighter, more harmonious future. In Abuja, I'm Ibrahim Ahamidu, NTA News.
In a similar development, Nigerians have been told to continue to pray for the unity, peace and prosperity of the country as the present administration of President Bola Tinubu steers the affairs of the nation for a brighter future. This was at the Iftar breaking of the Ramadan fast attended by people of all faiths and ethnicities and was organized by the APC National Integrity Movement, where Ramadan was described as a month of spirituality, dedication, spirituality for all Nigerians. Youths in particular were also called upon to unite and work together to complement government efforts at making the country great.
This success cannot be recorded or cannot be achieved without the support of every one of us. That's why anytime we are meeting or we are discussing, we are saying this family we find ourselves is far, far beyond politics that we are seeing. Now we come across every state of this country, and we are building a very solid and formidable network. And as you all know, as the young people that we are, this country needs us the way we need this country.
We organize, we are a family. It's not just a support group, it's a movement. We organize ourselves, we came together, brother and sister, in order to eat and thank God for this one in order to reflect.
I'm happy with the kind of gathering that I've seen, like minds, progressive oriented nationalists, across various party lines and across sections of the country, north, south, east, west. It holds the promising future of unity, of this great country that we are all working for.
11-year-old Amazing Grace Salami has emerged champion of the first ever spelling bee in Nigeria, hosted by the U.S. Diplomatic Mission Lagos, with an all-expense-paid trip to represent Nigeria at the upcoming competition in the United States of America. Acting U.S. Consul General says it is to commemorate 100th anniversary of the competition in the States. Adiola Kami Akere reports.
M-L-A-N-G. Launch. We have a champion!
Nigeria's brightest young spellers demonstrating academic excellence at the prestigious competition, promoting literacy, linguistics prowess and love of the English language, as history was made when Amazing Grace Salami became the first ever national champion of Spain.
Only by working together can we develop the peace and prosperity of Nigeria and the United States, and getting youth involved and active and wanting to do better is one way to make that happen.
Convener of the spelling bee in Nigeria, Spain, Eugenia Tache Menson, said the children who were between the ages of 8 and 13, numbering over 200 from 15 schools across the country, were taken through rigorous and novel learning experience, navigating a preparatory phase.
The criteria is not discriminatory. The criteria is that you must have access to the internet because it's an online-based program, and you must have a number of teachers dedicated to teaching, to wanting to support the learning process for the children.
So the overall winner
the first and second runner-up are also going to be trained in Nigerian culture and music.
A total of 64 children made it to the grand finale, going through 7 elimination phases to get the final winner of the maiden edition of the Spelling Bee in Nigeria.
It was too much preparation because I did not go to school the whole of this week. And so I was at home learning more words. I could not play at all.
There was a lot of sacrifice made on her part, on the family's part.
And I feel really proud of myself right now. Shout out to my grandpa. During summer holiday, he was drilling me so much. And it really paid off because I'm literally going to be on news.
She is just a very curious child. So I'm not surprised that she got this far.
The Spelling Bee Nigeria final coincides with the 100th anniversary of the Scrip National Spelling Bee in the United States. Nigeria is the second country in Africa to participate in Scrip's. The Spin Nigeria champion gets an all-expense-paid trip. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
On the global scene, Pope Francis acknowledged on Sunday being fragile and facing a period of trial. He thanked well-wishers for prayers in a message from hospital where he has been receiving treatment for pneumonia.
The 88-year-old Pope, hospitalized since February 14, sent a particularly personal message to the faithful published by the Vatican as he once again missed delivering the traditional Angelus prayer in person. The Pope wrote, and I quote, "I am sharing these thoughts with you while I am facing a period of trial, and I join with so many brothers and sisters who are sick, fragile at this time like me." End of quote. Our bodies are weak, but even like this, nothing can prevent us from loving, praying, giving ourselves, being there for each other in faith, shining signs of hope, he added. Sunday was the 5th time the Pope's condition had prevented him from personally giving the Angelus prayer, which he usually delivers to the crowd gathered in St. Peter's Square after Mass. Last week, the Vatican signaled the Argentine pontiff was out of danger after a series of breathing crises earlier into his hospitalization, which had sparked fears for his life. On Saturday, the Vatican said Francis's condition continued to be stable and showing progress as it has for the past week, but cautioned he still needed therapies to be administered within the hospital. Pope Francis is being cared for on the 10th floor of the hospital, home to a special papal suite including a chapel. Frama Pani, NTA News.
In a world where machines are learning at an unprecedented pace, the future of work is being redefined. As artificial intelligence and automation transform industries, Nigeria's workforce stands at a crossroads. Can Nigerian workers and entrepreneurs adapt and thrive in this brave new world of intelligent work? In this special report, correspondent Ibrahim Dan Hamidu probes into the implications of AI and automation on the Nigerian job market, exploring the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
As millions of Nigerians interact with artificial intelligence, the looming threat of AI coming for jobs hangs in the air, casting a shadow of uncertainty that's hard to shake. Like a boomerang, concerns about AI-driven job displacement keep coming back, fueled by the rapid rise of generative AI. Many Nigerians are left wondering, will they be replaced by machines? Or worse, left behind in the dust? But is the reality as straightforward as it seems? Or are we just scratching the surface of a far more enigmatic issue? To unravel this puzzle, I sought out experts who understand the intricacies of AI. Meet Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. As a computer scientist and IT professional, he shared his insights on how AI can be a catalyst for Nigeria's digital transformation.
I'm an advocate of collective intelligence. What I mean by collective intelligence is getting people, computers to work together to achieve greater things. Because there are tasks computers can do better than humans. And there are tasks humans can do better than computers. I don't see computer replacing humans, but I see collaboration between computer and human.
As I sat down with the DG of NIDDA, I recalled our game of chess, where strategic thinking is key. Similarly, in the game of AI adoption, Nigeria needs to make tactical moves to stay ahead. The DG of NIDDA's vision for a digital Nigeria is clear, but the question remains, are Nigerians ready to reskill and adapt to this new era?
We have done a pilot last year for digital literacy to train our senior citizens, people in the informal sector, how to use technology. Because there was one situation whereby one woman she's in her early 50s, after taking the course, she learned that she can do her kuli in Silesia, put it on Instagram, or send it to potential customers through WhatsApp, and they can pay her and send her kuli to them. Before, she spent almost 3 hours commuting from Silesia to Abuja to bring kuli.
Next, I met with Mujahid Musa, a founder and CEO of EGL Africa Limited, an AI solutions company. This young AI specialist is passionate about reskilling Nigerians, emphasizing that the future is intelligent and it's imperative to prepare for it.
What I see is AI is poised to take away a lot of jobs, but fortunately it will create a lot more jobs. It will require upskilling and upgrade for a lot of jobs. I am seeing a world where a lot of the jobs we know today will no longer be relevant, but a lot of the jobs we don't really know will be relevant.
And in sports, Nigeria's Flamingos to face Algeria in final qualifying round of the Under-17 Women's World Cup. And Remo Stars overpower Heartline FC to maintain grip in Nigeria Premier Football League title race. Let's join our sports desk for details.
Some players of Nigeria Super Eagles have now arrived camp in Kigali ahead of all-important 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Rwanda. Galatasaray forward Victor Osimhen, defender Bruno Onyemaechi, goalkeeper Kayode Bankole, and Papa Daniel Mustafa arrived the team's hotel on Sunday. The trio were later joined by Amos Obasoge and Tolu Akoredare. More players are expected in camp later today. Meanwhile, head coach Eric Chile and other backroom staff arrived Kigali on Sunday night. The Super Eagles will be up against Rwanda in the matchday 5 encounter at their Mauro Stadium on Friday. They will also host Warriors of Zimbabwe 4 days later at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo. Also, Nigeria's Flamingo will take on Algeria in the final qualifying round for the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. The pairing was confirmed after Algeria defeated Botswana in the second round. On Saturday, the Flamingos booked their place in the next round thanks to a 2-0 win against South Africa in the second leg in Ikene. The Bankole Olowokere-led side advanced 5-1 on aggregates. Remo Stars continued their march towards a first-ever MPFL championship after they beat Outland FC 2-0 at Ikene. Former Flying Eagles striker Olamilekan Adebayo puts the home team ahead after 31 minutes before Samson Olashupo made the game save with a second goal 10 minutes from time. Remo Stars now have 57 points from 29 matches. They thus remained 8 points clear of nearest rivals, Rivers United, who claimed a 2-1 away win at Alkanemi Warriors.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Stella.